In this week's One Class at a Time report, first-year Stevensville Elementary K-5 music teacher Robert Prince is working on adding musical instruments to his classroom. At the top of the list is the purchase of a set of tabano drums. A tabano drum is a hand-played skin drum originating in West Africa. Prince says these drums not only add a unique sound, but provide educational opportunities for students. Prince is this week's winner of a Republic Services and KPAX-TV One Class at a Time grant. The $250 award will be used to purchase 4 or 5 tabano drums, bringing them closer to the full set he'll eventually add to the classroom.
It opens up a lot of educational opportunities, multicultural drumming, and exposing those students to music from all over the world. And, you know, drumming is just a really engaging thing. You know, the kids are naturally attracted to the instrument.
If you'd like to apply for a One Class at a Time grant, we have all the information up there on our website.
It's good to see you back. We're both here on the set for the first time.
Yeah, we were like ships passing of the night there for a while.
Yeah, I know. It's like, okay, everything's back to normal. In fact, a lot of people went back to school today. Some go back tomorrow. Everybody else went back to work. Aaron has the work week forecast coming up.
And let's go to Niagara Falls, just one of the many places across the country dealing with extreme cold and dangerous weather. That's coming up on KPAX. Much of the U.S. still in the grips of a dangerous deep freeze. The bone-chilling cold is far below normal. A freeze started to turn parts of Niagara Falls to sheer ice. Ice also formed on Lake Superior in Duluth, Minnesota, where the wind chill dropped to 36 below. The below normal temperatures affecting the country coast to coast. In Washington, an ice storm up there in Whatcom County knocked out power lines, even in the deep south. Texarkana, Arkansas, this fountain froze from top to bottom. And in North Carolina, 3 duck hunters had to be rescued after icy water froze around their boat while they were still out on the lake.
So we cannot complain about anything.
We can't complain. And, you know, a lot of us too, we think we're Montanans, we're pretty hardy, you know, we can deal with this. Havre, Montana finally got above 0 for the first time today at like 7 this morning since before Christmas.
Wow. That's remarkable.
I mean, we had wind chills yesterday, thank goodness, not west of the divide, on the other side of the divide, in the 40s, 50s below 0. It was ridiculous. So it is happening all over the country, but for us at least, things moderating pretty quickly, which is really nice. For the rest of the folks, now I guess they can get a taste of what our normal winters are. This is a great shot. It came up from Aggie in Cashola. I love this shot. This was taken today in Pablo, of course, the walking bridge, but look at how everything is just covered in that frozen fog. A lot of our valleys inverted, seeing that fog and low cloud activity just stay put throughout much of the morning, if not day, but it can lead to some really pretty pictures like this one. So Aggie, if you're watching, thank you very much for taking the time to send that to us and to share that with our viewers. If you would like to do so, find us on Facebook or Twitter, and you can post away, and we'll try our best to put them on air across the country. Again, you're not seeing the cold air, but it is encompassing a lot of the United States, and as far south as the Gulf Coast states. We have winter storm warnings out for places in northern Florida, all the way up the southeast coastline into the Carolinas. Not going to be a lot of snow. We're talking an inch to maybe 2 inches, but that is a big deal for folks that far south. So this cold obviously gripping a lot of the nation. We've got some snowy weather for the upper Midwest. Across the western U.S., pretty quiet. That's where we see ourselves under the influence of some high pressure, keeping things very quiet, very stagnant, and that has allowed those valley inversions and those low clouds to just stay in place here. That happened yesterday and again today, but think of high pressure as sort of a cap, a lid on the atmosphere. And with high pressure, you get sinking air, so it just holds everything down. You need wind to mix things out, and you don't typically see wind with ridges of high pressure. So today, case in point, we had those low clouds staying put. We are starting to see some mid to upper level clouds streaming in from the west, though, and that's the makings of a weak disturbance that could pop a couple of light snow showers throughout the day tomorrow. This Polson earlier today, St. Joseph Medical Center ICAM, again, some of those low clouds, which do sometimes provide us with a little light flurry activity in case you saw some flurries randomly over the last day or two. This is our time lapse in Missoula from the St. Patrick Hospital ICAM. 11, our current reading at the airport. Our high today, 15 degrees. That is 16 degrees below normal. We're at 15 in Kalispell after hitting 17 for the high. Knoxon checking in with 20. Stevensville and Columbia Falls at 18. But there we go. We've got some better numbers to talk about today. Teens right now up along the High Line. Havre checking at 14 degrees. Helena still inverted, 2 below. Great Falls though 28. This is a 24-hour temperature difference. This means it's 38 degrees warmer in Great Falls right now compared to the same time yesterday. So thank you to some wind for those folks, and coming from a different direction that allowed those temperatures to get back up there. For us tonight, our lows will be in the upper single digits to the upper teens. We're going to start tomorrow morning off very quiet. Some of those clouds starting to stream in. Some low clouds and fog still going to stay in place, I think, as we head into the day tomorrow. A couple of light snow showers will be possible. Late day clearing for the northwest part of the state. Highs will top out pretty close to normal. I'm thinking mid-20s to low 30s, especially if we can get those inversions to mix out. As we move from Wednesday evening now into Thursday evening, starting that time frame off rather quiet, but by Thursday evening those clouds will start to increase as our next system approaches. But notice everything's coming in from the southwest. We're also going to see a temperature increase late this week. We'll jump into the low to mid 30s. That'll stay put into at least the first half of this weekend, and with our next incoming system, unfortunately that means we could be talking some mixed precipitation, all the while mountainous terrains Friday, Saturday and Sunday looking at snow a half a foot plus.
All right, Erin, thank you. The Grizzly men made a statement in their first 2 conference games. We'll highlight their suffocating defense coming up.
And the Lady Grizz turned an incredible comeback into an equally strong Big Sky start. Derek chats with both teams coming up next in sports.
Here's the latest Market Watch from KPAX.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Time now for sports with Derek Berkeley.
The Montana Grizzlies always have high expectations on the court, and right now they're meeting them. The Grizz have started 2-0 in Big Sky play after a pair of dominant wins on the road. Montana hammered Northern Arizona and Southern Utah. In the latter, they held a T-Birds team averaging over 80 points per game to a season-low 49. And the outstanding defense has become contagious, and forcing turnovers is leading to easier offense. Head coach Travis DeCura and many of his veterans admit they don't remember a stretch where the Grizz have played better than what they've done over the past 5 games.
Trav has been, putting in a lot of good stuff for us to work on. And like I said, guys have been executing it, and I think guys are having a lot of fun. I feel like the past couple years I've been here, it hasn't been that fun for guys to, start off the season. So I think right now it's just a lot of fun basketball being played and just everybody's just together.
I think we're in a good spot. The question is how do we handle the success we had of recent? Are we going to be complacent, or are we going to continue to work? I think right now there's some hunger, there's a sense of desperation. You just have to sustain it, and that's the hardest thing.
Montana will try to continue the show for the home fans this week. They have not lost in Dahlberg Arena all season. They'll host defending Big Sky champ North Dakota on Thursday. The Fighting Hawks are off to an 0-2 Big Sky start. And then UM hosts what looks like one of the toughest teams in the league, the 2-0 Northern Colorado Bears, on Saturday night. The Lady Grizz received more of a challenge in the opening week of conference, but they also started 2-0. A team that took 13 games to reach 2 victories in Big Sky last year showed they have learned how to win even when it seems impossible. Montana trailed Northern Arizona by 21 points midway through the third quarter last Thursday. Then the Lady Grizz made a miraculous comeback to beat the Lumberjacks in overtime. The momentum carried over to Saturday when UM blitzed Southern Utah early on their way to a 10-point win. And now Shannon Schwain's club has found something that was missing over the last 2 years: confidence.
Well, it's such a great experience to go through something like that, because it literally always makes you remember that one time when we were down 21, and you just understand that sports is crazy, and you have to keep believing that it's always possible to do, because anybody that watches a lot of basketball sees it happen. It happens quite a bit.
They're 2 completely different games, I feel like, and they were good to know we can come back like that, and then also to show what it's like when we come out strong. So I think those are 2 opposite games that really show us what we're capable of.
Montana really gets a chance to show what they can do this week when the ladies take one of the toughest trips in the Big Sky. They'll play at perennial contender North Dakota Thursday, and then go to preseason Big Sky favorite Northern Colorado Saturday afternoon. We'll be back after this.